Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is a scene for Sept of the Howling Wind, War of the Apocalypse joint set in San Diego. So, Cassia, he told Veronica that someone wanted to meet her. An elder of her tribe by the name of Anton that does not meet with very many people. He's said to be a bit of a recluse, never leaving his sept in Louisiana. But apparently he wants to meet with Veronica. So Cassia basically told her to kind of to fluff herself up and put on something nice. Not too nice. Don't throw the opera gloves on, but be presentable, impressed, dressed to impress is what he said. And he basically waited for her and helped her kind of pick out, seeing that he is an art director for fucking GQ magazine. He's got fashion style. And so he basically got all that going, and he'll take her to the Sept of New Accord. He'll kind of chew his lip and look at her, almost as though he's nervous for her to meet him.
We're outside the parameter.
Yes. He'll kind of wrap his arms around her and like he meows.
Going to howl. Permission.
She'll. Okay, so he looks at her, and he gets an amused smile on his face. You realize you're standing next to the leader of the sept, right? And he'll nod.
Okay, out of game, I thought it was just me and Kaz. I didn't realize.
No, it is Cassia. He took it a New Accord.
Okay. It's honestly her being well-mannered. Like, if the sept leader's not around, she's being well-mannered. Like,
he just chuckles and he'll step on the other side of the parameter.
Plus, out of game,
and meow at her.
Plus, out of game, he did say Shadow Lords are not part of the sept. It was just originally Silent Strikers and Noctena.
Yeah, so he'll step on the other side of the parameter on the inside and meow at her to come across.
Yep. Okay, I did not realize it was Cassia's step. I thought it was what's his
okay. Face. No, he's came to visit her Cassia's step. But she, you know that girl's extra enough to hold the edge. So he'll hold her hand. He'll take her hand, and then he'll lead her deep in. So this is the thing. You would think, in meeting an elder of your tribe, who is said to be so esteemed, so renowned, that there would be just this. You'd expect more. You know what I mean? But what you get is a gentleman just sitting in a seating area. He appears to be in his early 40s, maybe late 40s. He's wearing a pair of slacks, white button-up shirt. He's got on boots, relaxed clothing. He has long red, like deep blood red hair, tied back by actually a white bandana. He's got like a white shirt on, a white bandana. He's wearing sunglasses, and he's Creole, so he has that kind of caramel skin. He's not quite white. He's not quite black, And you get into his presence. He's a big guy. He's muscled. He works a farm, and he's muscled. Very muscled gentleman. And you think, oh, okay, well, this is this guy. But then as you're in his presence, you just start to feel his weight, You start to feel your hair on your arms, especially as you go closer to him, will stand on end, as though electricity is arcing near you and building a charge. It's almost as though the air around him hums with power,
That has our immediate attention.
And you notice that he wears a very relaxed, comfortable smile, just very at ease with his presence and moreover owning his space. Yet he doesn't come across as uh, overbearing or as though he takes himself too seriously, you know? And he'll smile at Veronica, a very natural smile, and hold his hand out for her.
She accepts.
So when their hands touch, lightning arcs between their palms. And it's like little sparks, but it doesn't hurt, but it's definitely kind of like, oh, okay, that happened.
It wouldn't hurt her just because of her
Yeah,
abilities.
yeah, but she did notice that lightning sparked off this damn man.
Yeah, that's different.
And
That's not normal for people.
she notices that when she sees like over the tops of his sunglasses, the reason he's wearing them is because his eyes are about the same color as a bolt of lightning.
That's really awesome.
Yeah. And he'll just smile at her.
She smiles back. It is a pleasure to meet you.
Oh, I assure you the pleasure is all mine. Why don't we sit a while? And he'll motion the seating for her.
And she'll sit down.
No, I came here actually to ask you for forgiveness.
She raises an eyebrow.
You see, I presumed to meddle in your affairs.
What did he say?
He said I presumed to meddle in your affairs and did you a favor.
And which affairs would that be?
I believe you have two packmates, well, one former, one current, that have been all but at war with each other, don't you?
She's impressed that he knows this.
As
She
I hear
nods.
it. A little bird told me something or other about that. Last time I saw them, after we spoke, they were hugging and crying on each other. And I'll smile at her.
I assume he's talking about Outer Game Bailey.
Yep, Bailey and Theo.
Yep.
So, looks like you got your pack back.
She sighs her relief.
I'll smile softly. I've come here to tell you about the ways of the crow and those that follow him as his children. You have potential. You are one that does not allow others to live her life for her. I can see that. But I'll be very blunt in telling you that you would be a goddamn waste up in the front. You have too much potential to paint a target on that beautiful chest of yours. But I think you have been very you've been astray a while, from what I can see. There ain't many other Shadow Lords up in this sept, and most of the ones that are cut off from the tribe, to be honest. They forgot what it is to be a family, to stand strong, to work as one.
Or forgetting what family really is.
You see, a storm may have hundreds of lightning bolts, but it is all still one storm. You hold your head high. You speak with confidence. And you are proud in your ways. And I don't blame you. You've done several things that have been quite impressive. But at the end of the day, it ain't for nothing. Why lead down one path when I can teach you to lead down several?
You have her attention.
You see, if you choose to stride forward like one would, say, a Lord of the Summit, put your face out there. It's all you've got. But you learn my ways, the ways of the children of the crow. You could have as many faces as your little puppet strings will hold. And of almost no threat to yourself if you play it right. And it doesn't mean some people consider us the camp of betas.
It means you get to expedite.
Exactly. Besides, let somebody else be the head. We're the necks. We decide where the head looks. And yeah, it means you're gonna have to learn how to I like you. You're proud. I appreciate a woman who walks with pride. But honestly, it may not hurt you to. You see, some might call you overconfident. And when you're seen that way, when you act that way, the main problem with that isn't following through. No. It's at that point, everybody knows what you got. You know what I mean? You got no mystery, nothing up your sleeve, nothing to strike them with. They always know what's coming.
Your messages
No.
out of game are getting through
Yeah.
to her. Also, out of game, I do know these things. It's just how I made her.
No, I know. I never doubted that. You are an Adrin now. You have made it this far. But your feet gotta stay here. And if you want to go higher, you're gonna have to separate yourself from the chafe. You've built a solid foundation for yourself. Several of the goals that you have set out with intention, you have followed through on. You wanted to make You wanted to make a better world for Garu and Farah, find stability moving forward together. You've done that. You wanted to bring attention to the plights of what's been done in the past so that the Garu don't forget. You've done that. You have held a pack under for quite some time. And being a child of Crow, by the way, doesn't mean that you don't hold a position of leadership. I'm alpha of my sept and have been for quite some time. Do not plan on leaving it until I draw my last spring. Because when there is nobody left to lead, we're the ones who do it.
She thinks over certain things of what Anton has said. I'll have to look more into your camp on certain ways, because I was talking to one of my pack members. We were thinking about expanding,
Oh, yeah.
but I'm not sure if we want to do this idea or not.
What do you think about expanding on?
He wants to open a business. I suggested he has a coffee shop where we spy on people and we find out about the supernatural. But
think a moment.
Also, if he does subterfuge, he'll know, like, this isn't a solid idea. It was just something they talked about while we're using their ideas.
You know what? You know what's a good thing for something like that? A tavern, bar, pub, things like that.
Yep, loose lip sinks ships.
Hold on.
We're just at the point where we need to find other ways to get information, because we're at the rank we need to know more than just getting it directly from people.
Well, what kind of information do you want?
So our main goal with our pack, aside from improving sept relationship, it's scouring out corruption. Originally it was with the part of the trade, but it does anger me that I've also learned that some septs don't follow the litany and they still murder Metis and various other things. I like to make a point of what's not going to be tolerated. But people have ways to hide this. No one does anything in the open, because that just invites attention.
He nods.
Though at this point, it's almost like the suggestions that you're giving me, that would just be wanting to modify to find ways to blackmail them.
He smiles. I think one of the easiest ways to gain information, I've found, is to first serve misinformation and then allow them to correct you.
Out of game, that makes a lot of sense. Out of game, I wanted to do that with certain fights, but that makes sense with scouring out who are breaking the laws.
Well, what totem does your pack follow?
We follow Black Unicorn.
You
Out of
don't
game, I
sound
want to change.
particularly. Yeah, he says you don't sound particularly. He'll smile.
It no longer serves our purpose, I feel. Originally, it
Oh yeah.
served a different purpose, but it's just like now it just. I don't feel it's real. Like only like one pack member likes it. The rest of them aren't really feeling it.
Well, I am a Theurge. Maybe I could help you find a totem you feel would fit you better.
She actually has full. You have her full undivided attention more so than before.
Smile. So, do you wish to maintain this? He'll roll his hand. This rooting out corruption and finding information?
That's what I need to get from the other pack members. I think we need to expand other than that. Like those are still good. It's just it's now we're getting to the point it's making us stagnant.
Don't nod.
Like some of my pack members don't have an interest in going up rank, which I respect that choice, but if it continues too long, they make themselves target if I'm Adrin and rising to power.
Well, then all you have to do is what a child of crow does best. Find ways to motivate them.
Out of game with the conversation we had, it's the pack didn't disperse, right? Like everyone's getting along with Theo.
I mean, Theo hasn't like joined it yet, so.
Okay.
But they are like doing better.
Okay. And some of the complications we do have, which I have no complaints with this, I have allowed a Bubaste to join us. And
Shake his head.
it
Like
gives
as
us
in he doesn't want it.
it gives us a unique advantage just because of what they're capable of that we cannot. But he's at the maturity that he needs to get motivated. I tried to do this with a deed name and it hasn't done the results I wanted. He's just like whatever.
Chuckle. Well, it takes finding out what motivates them and matters to them most. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's the subtle things that you never think about.
The big things I do know that matters to them is family. Like their literal ones.
So rally them to do it not for themselves and for their glory or the forward of their own gain, but for their family. I can tell you this, I have several children, and I do much for them. And the motivation to better myself for them and their lives, he nods. very important to him, obviously.
If no one told you my family is very important to me, that I broke a curse that was going to separate me from them.
He'll smile. I would do very much the same. I can't really think of anything more important to me than my family. And I can tell family is important to you.
Very important, and it's not just blood. I do consider even pack members my family.
I often find it funny how often we place importance on the relations of blood, forgetting that family is both chosen and something that you're born to. I mean, Gaia will and you don't exactly share blood with your husband or your wife when you get married. Kind of chuckle. They're your family. You chose them.
Even the sept I'm at views each other like a family, even if they're not the same tribe in some cases.
We'll smile. That's good.
Like the Karen that Cassia got, I suggested it because it was a fall Noctena Karen, and I actually want to secure it for someone for the Octena that I'm friends with. So rather than the fallen tribe getting it and tarnishing it.
Have you considered following? He'll think a moment. It's as though he's kind of thinking about it in his head. And he kind of like, hold on, I'm looking. Okay. For your totem, have you considered? Now, this is a. This is a probably a strange totem that you would think that I would recommend.
Her eyebrows for her real quick, like, huh?
Hold on a second. I'm looking at the. Have you considered Solus?
I didn't hear it. I'm sorry. Johnny, I didn't hear the name.
He says Solus.
No, I have not.
There are many. You know what? He'll think, and I'll say, that's not a bad totem. It's not a bad totem, but the problem is that